But in order to participate today, you can't text in. You have to call in. 402-464-5685 Honda Lincoln Hotline. The text line's down, but you can text on the stream. So you got to get on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. You can get the stream. You can get your comments in. You get your questions in. Have at it. You can do it on YouTube. There's a nice little chat room there if you want to be involved in the show. We've got a special guest this morning. They're supporters of the program and supporters of the station. They're guys that show up and deliver. Let's bring in from Moose's Mad Fresh, Moose Morrison. Good morning, kind sir.
Good morning to you. Good morning, fellas.
This is important, right? That I want. This is why these shows have to happen and why they will matter, because it will connect them to the fan base and the community. And what you do in the community, especially for Husker athletes, is you show up. And I'll say that proudly because I was with you. You showed up for the men's basketball program. You continue to show up. When other folks tiptoe out the door, you stand strong, wear the colors, and do that. For women's basketball, for bowling, for volleyball, you constantly show up. You show up this morning with goodies for the young men. It's appreciated. So I'll ask you to tell the listeners exactly what did you deliver this morning?
Well, I mean, preseason camp's about to start. We got to fuel the big boys. So fresh guacamole.
Nice.
I took the assumption that hot salsa would be the way to go. So we did one each for that. They get to give away the mild and the medium salsa or also eat that. Curry hummus, black bean hummus, roasted red pepper hummus. What did I forget? Sriracha and lime hummus. That's got a little kick to it. So that's good. You guys will like that one. And yeah, so the way I look at it is, man, this is just a small thing I can do. You guys do so much for us as fans, for the community. Man, I raised a hot-headed Husker fan, and he goes to all the basketball games with me. We watch all the games together. And so what I can do is very small, but it's appreciated what you guys do.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't think it's small.
I don't either.
Yeah. Those sides are huge.
Is his mic on? I can't hear him. There we go. I couldn't hear him, but that's all right.
Is it on now?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Aha.
There we go. I'm
Well,
here
thank
for you.
you.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. So why is this important to you, Moose? Why is this important?
Well, it's not about me or my business. We're diehard. We're diehard fans, and we appreciate the athletes in the program, all the programs.
Yep.
But we get excited. We build our days around game days. We build our days around, anything we can do to support the program. So if I can give back a little bit, and the only thing I would ask is that you guys figure out what's the favorites, so that every Sunday, take orders from the fellas, whatever. Don't share if you don't want to, whatever. That's on you. But now you'll have your own.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've been stealing it from the old volleyball program. But yeah, I love my own now.
Yep. You know what? Just send me a message. Hey, these are the favorites, and I'll be here. And I won't have to be on the radio every week. But I have been told I have a face for radio.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah, no, we'll make sure that the pipeline tries those hummuses. I'm sure they'll be.
Oh yeah,
especially that hot salsa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
well, that's good, man. It's fresh prepared. Was up early this morning making it, so you guys could enjoy it fresh, especially that guac. Eat it up.
You got to eat the guac while it's fresh. I know that one.
Yeah, it's funny that how it's getting through the athletic department, and now it's crossing teams.
Yes.
So of course, whoever the significant others are, they find their way into it. We do have to hit the swimming and diving this week.
Yes.
Because they looked at me sideways, like, "What's up?"
Is that right, Nerd?
Yeah, it's like what's up, man? We like salsa and guac
we
too.
Also like hummus.
So
hey, man, we like guac.
Yeah, so we'll get that in, but
yeah,
it is greatly appreciated.
My pleasure. 100%.
Well, we'll be bugging you, so don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, please bug away.
Carter, did you put in your? You need to tell him what you need.
Yeah, Carter, we need to bring you some stuff.
Like send in. Just reach out, let him know. Let him know before, but he's here like most nights.
Okay.
Aside from Monday.
Cards are on the table too. Numbers on there. Just send me a text.
Just reach out and we'll get it.
It
done.
shall be done.
It shall be done.
You're included. You're part of the squad.
I think Carter had some, didn't he?
He had some of my last delivery, so
It's
and then he took
awesome.
it down to the crew and shared it
Well,
out.
everybody has.
Oh, he
some
was
stuff.
popular.
Yeah, he took it to his dorm room, right?
Oh, he was a king, man. He just walked through. Let there be guac and salsa for all my men. And they all strolled up and had their business. So it's a big week, and it's good to kick it off the right way. So thank you, kind sir.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. Thank
Thank
you.
All right,
you.
let me get into this with these guys. We Sunday morning pancakes, Brett Banks, Nuri. Hey, listen, I also had to set the table.
Yes, you did.
Set the table because if we said this is Sunday morning pancakes, you got to have Sunday morning pancakes.
Damn right.
So I went and me and wifey went and hooked it up this morning. And then what we will do going forward, we will challenge.
Oh, it spills.
It spills. We will challenge. We'll get you some paper towels. Yeah, Carter knows how urgent that is.
Oh my God.
We did have the debate. We had the conversation that. So, who has the best hash browns ever? Who has the best? Who makes the?
Not a fan of hash browns.
How's that
yours,
possible?
I don't think hash browns fit with pancakes.
Really?
In Germany, we don't eat hash browns with. We don't have. I don't think we'd have
Hey,
hash browns.
Nuri, respectfully, you're in America now. We eat hash browns. We eat hash browns, buddy.
I like the eggs. I like
Oh
the
my
sausage.
God.
Biscuits is kind of weird too.
Oh, jeez.
Like we have fresh bread. Like we go to the bakery. Thank you. We go to the
We have
bakery.
a croissant.
Yeah, I mean that stuff fits.
No, what fits is a nice hash brown with some cheese on it or something like that.
Yeah, see, you guys put cheese on everything.
True.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Facts.
Yeah, it's America, baby.
Facts. Like there's nothing. There's no other way to put that. Like
Oh,
it's
God.
I feel like it's a very American thing to put cheese on like everything.
So
That's
what's
the best way to do it.
what's Germany's version of cheese that goes on everything? What goes on everything?
Beer.
Beer.
That could be very true. That could be very true.
I don't really like personally. Might be a hot take, but I like mayonnaise a lot.
Oh,
So like I put mayonnaise.
Oh,
on,
my
like,
stomach just did
I
the
put-
thing that gymnasts do every
Yeah,
day.
I put mayonnaise on hot dogs.
Oh, good heavens, man!
hey,
Yeah,
can we
mayonnaise
cut his
and
mic?
hot dogs.
Can we cut his mic?
What
He
is
set
going
him up this
on?
morning.
Mayonnaise,
Dude.
mayonnaise and hot dogs.
What?
That's foul.
Does your girlfriend know?
Yeah.
And she still dates you.
I think she should.
That's a keeper.
I like mayonnaise and sriracha, man. You guys should try it.
she's
pretty good.
she's a keeper. If she's allowing you to put that together,
Yeah.
No, I'll give you the sriracha. Sriracha's good on everything, but mayonnaise, dude.
Gotta mix it. It's so good.
No,
So good.
butter makes everything good.
Banks,
See,
what's
that's also another thing that Americans do. Butter in everything.
Yeah, I made some
That's
homemade
crazy.
butter the other day and actually
did
got
not
all
work.
over it.
he made homemade butter?
It was
I
all
was-
over the kitchen.
I was in the kitchen, like they were in the living room watching a movie, and I was like, "Nuri, Brig," which is my brother. I was like, "Yeah, you guys come here." They walked in. There was butter on the walls. I have a dog. There was butter on my dog. Like,
It's butter all over him.
dude, it was
Yeah,
like
he
it
opened-
reminded.
He opened the mixer without stopping the mixer.
It literally okay. Well, I didn't know it was gonna go so fast. It looked like a movie. I've never done anything like that before, and it was awesome.
That is exceptional.
No, it was great.
That is exceptional.
I can't lie though. That butter's pretty good.
I know it.
It's pretty
So
good.
Texans do breakfast in such a big way.
Yeah, we do.
Ba-
Well,
give me the elite Sunday morning Texas breakfast.
so for me, I'm from Houston. My number one is breakfast tacos every time. Like if there's Mexican food involved, I'm involved. Like I am
All in.
the biggest fan of that. But if not, if we're going like Southern breakfast, I'm going I'm probably going biscuits and gravy. You know,
It's a win.
Ooh, yeah.
Like a good biscuit and some homemade like sausage gravy. It's always good.
Okay, so I'm gonna hook you up with Joe Davis
Okay.
from Ambition Electric. His wife makes the elite sausage and biscuits. Look, bro, they put up a tailgate for us in the parking lot, and she came in hot and heavy with the sausage and biscuits. She made enough for us to eat some every day for a week.
Oh.
For a
she was
week.
out there cooking.
Oh, she was putting in the work.
Man.
And I said I'm pretty tough. I'm a pretty tough sell when it comes to sausage and biscuits. Like I'm not gonna let everybody do this. And I let her know, don't be offended if I'm not impressed.
Don't be offended if I don't eat it.
Right. Like
You're gonna
if
Gordon Ramsay be like, what is this?
Yeah.
Spit it out. Like,
Right? Like I was full on snob. Like, okay, like I am a sausage and biscuit snob. So it was like, yes, peasant, bring me your small version. I will dismiss you. And I took one bite of this and I was in tears. I was like, I apologize. I am so sorry. You are a queen. I did not know. I did not know that you were sausage and biscuit royalty. This
my bad.
I shall never speak of you ill again. Yeah, so I'm gonna hook you up. As soon as she you guys are off Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yes.
Are we?
Yeah. I was
guess we're
checking because the weather this week is incredible, and
it's supposed to be like 70.
it might be a good time to hit Top Golf. You know, for those who've never swung a golf club in their life,
just to do something not football oriented for
Yeah.
a day. I'm gonna see if I can get her to deliver some to the station Thursday.
oh, I'll be here Thursday then. I'll be here Thursday morning.
Just to see what that is.
He'll overnight camp here.
I know. You guys show up at 6 and he's out front with a little tent. No, it's pretty spectacular. So I'm all for, I've as I've fully transitioned later in life into the big boy club, I'm embracing all the good meals that come to it. Like, I was like, oh, what have I been missing?
So you lived in Houston.
I did.
The breakfast tacos, that's one thing that I miss that we don't have in Lincoln. It's always
muchachos.
They have breakfast?
Yes, bro. Yeah.
Never had their breakfast.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've had the chance to go to breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. We always have stuff in the morning, but
yes.
I don't know. That's one thing. Like
and
everywhere has burritos here.
Oh, no. They ace this.
Okay. I'll go give it a whirl.
Plus you get the dual drink container.
Oh yeah.
Cups.
Like
Right.
coffee and
Those
like
dual cups
whatever
are
else
pretty
you
good.
want.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those cups are pretty good.
I've
Yeah.
had those. He has those like the cereal dipped milks
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever. Those are fire.
I think what needs to happen now is a pipeline breakfast burrito.
I might need to hit him up.
Like this is gold
Got the
right now.
pipeline burrito and then the pipeline breakfast burrito. That'd be nice.
Their breakfast is fire.
I didn't even know they had.
And
breakfast.
low key, I think they have the best coffee in Lincoln.
They do have pretty
They
good
might.
coffee. They do have pretty
I'm
good
not a
coffee.
big coffee guy. I'm like a child when it comes to coffee. I'm like 90% milk, splash of coffee.
Well, they
There
won't.
it
No. Then go.
There's the caffeine.
Then they got you though.
Okay, they got
They got you.
there.
Oh,
Their
they got
coffee's
you.
really sweet. It's really good.
They've
I'm
got
a
you.
big sweet guy.
Yeah.
And now they've got a protein drink that isn't really a protein drink.
Really?
It's a tasty little cup of joy and sunshine and
Oh.
unicorn blood. It's pretty amazing.
We might have to go give that a whirl because we can't get enough protein, right?
Oh, these are
Never.
supposed to be energy drinks. They're supposed to be really helpful for you, healthy. I believe the Bowling Girls are like part of how they sponsor it. You guys could get in on
maybe,
that
yeah.
too. You guys could get in on that too. So
Yeah.
that's good
Try
stuff
that.
around
Yeah,
the
we'll have
board.
to go try that.
I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it. So we'll
Probably.
reach out to.
There's
so-
not much me and Nuri don't really like, as
That's
you
true.
can tell by our physique. We eat quite a bit. So.
Are you guys
So good.
ready for tomorrow?
I'm
Yes,
ready.
I am.
I think the whole offensive line, that's all I can really talk for.
Yeah.
But I think we're all like eager. We're all excited.
Can't
we're
wait
all
to put
ready
pads
to
on.
wake up tomorrow and put some pads on,
Yeah.
Do you guys not engage in cross paths with the rest of the offense?
Oh no, we do, but just in our meeting room is why I say that,
Yeah.
because we're with the O line. We're such a tight unit this year, so we're just. I just feel like I can get a feel of what everyone else is thinking in that sense, how they feel for spring ball. I mean, because we do pretty much everything with the
Yeah,
O-line,
that's true.
You know,
Everything we do is together. So like it's like everybody kind of knows how everyone's feeling around the O-line. Like I can't really tell you how, the QBs are feeling or how the receivers are feeling because they're usually together.
Yeah.
But like for us, like we all want to put helmets on and go.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I think we should get some of the O-linemen on here.
Yes, we do.
Well,
really do.
I mean,
Some of the guys.
it's and they can call in. They don't
Yeah.
have to come in studio. They can just call in, or they could stream in.
We should make like one pipeline show. It's like the entire pipeline is like sitting next to
Like
each other.
30
Oh,
guys.
we could do that. Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Well, I mean,
30 dudes in
give the
one
mic
room.
around,
A
give the mic
council
around.
of pipeline.
right? Like, you should all be judged. Your work, sir. Your work is feeble. Step up. Step up. No, I can say I've coached every position in football at most levels, and honestly, the most fun I ever had was coaching offensive and defensive line.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play much other positions. Yeah, I didn't play much O-line either. I'm pretty fresh to that because I didn't start playing it until my junior year of high school. But I think that offensive line and defensive line has something special to it, because we don't get the glory of like, oh, that guy just scored 17 touchdowns. Woo, confetti.
Right, right.
Like, we're the guys that, to be like, you don't see us unless we mess up.
Yeah, it's like I saw a tweet. Somebody said the offensive line is like a air conditioning unit. You don't realize that it's working until it's not working.
It was always for us, and it's so funny too. So in Virginia, we were 6A powerhouse district, but I was the receivers coach. I had all the divas. Now the head coach, yeah, they're divas. There's no other way to describe them. Delicate in mind, beach bodies, but delicate in mind. We can't help it.
Beach bodies, baby.
Right? Like we win the bikini contest, but if there's a sand pushing fight, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? Like we couldn't beat sand. Like we understand that.
Which I look the part though.
Right?
Yeah,
Like
right.
it's like, okay, we'll flex and pose, but then we've got the cute little dance moves. But when it comes time for heavy lifting, there was the guys up front. And I was always like I'm from DC, so we had the Hogs. Like we had the Hogs. And Dory, I'm not losing you on the Hogs, am I?
No.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
still with you.
I didn't want to. Like that was one of the first groups of offensive linemen who got popular. Like the top selling gear in DC was hog noses, and there were grown men who dressed as hogettes.
Yeah, that's why all offensive line units are called hogs, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So there's pride in it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that the pipeline version of this goes back to its legacy.
oh, us too. I think that with who we got as our coach now and who we are as people, I think we can definitely do it.
Yeah.
What's he bring to the table? What's Coach Raiola bring to the table other than demanding you guys call him Coach Raiola?
You got in there?
New techniques, new way of how we think about us as a group, a new way of like how we think about the team. Like he's putting us in front of himself. Like he wants us to help, like he wants us to be successful. And so like I'm not saying that past coaches have not been the same way or like have not like trying to help us, but the way he's doing things is different than other people.
Define different for the fan base that doesn't get to see practice. They don't get to see drills. They don't understand some of what happens Sunday through Friday night.
I think the biggest difference, I mean, so far, like we haven't had our first day of spring balls yet. So we haven't put on pads with him yet. But the biggest difference from the beginning is the aspect of togetherness, I guess.
Yeah.
Like we were always pretty tight as offensive line, because we're an offensive line. We don't get the glory, we get to hang out with each other and we're all fun, But when he got here, it was like we're so cohesive now. So I think that's just one of the biggest difference that he's made. And because he pushes that. He pushes staying together and doing things as a unit, and from the way we dress,
From the way we dress, the way we get to
What's the
places.
dress code?
Black shirt and gray shorts for like lifts and stuff. Like
Okay.
whenever we do something, we show up as one. You know, like we all look the same. We all show up at the same time. We all leave at the same time.
Start together, finish together.
Exactly. And so like that's one of the big things that like he's like implementing with us.
You mentioned techniques, different techniques. Give me an example. Without giving away the code.
Yeah.
Like I'm not asking you to give away the code.
That's hard. I mean, just coming off the ball, the way like that's one of the big things that like just we're coming off the ball more, rather than like waiting for the fight. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like we're attacking.
We're punching
Well,
first.
being
Exactly.
physical is aggressive. It's
Yeah,
not. It's
yeah.
not proactive.
Exactly.
And like it's
Well,
I mean, it's
as
not
a-
reactive. It's
as an-
proactive.
As
It's,
an offensive line in general, you're not going to get anywhere if you're waiting to get hit in the chest.
yeah.
So that's just, I mean, that's one thing we're working on. But that's one thing that, everyone's working on because
Yeah.
every offensive line shouldn't be the ones to be like, hey, I'm going to walk off the ball and you hit me in the chest and I'll just position block you.
yeah,
Like you can't do that and be a successful offensive
especially
line.
not in the Big Ten.
Oh,
No.
not with the behemoths that we have
Right.
up front.
Yeah.
The Big Ten's known for the trenches. It just is. I mean, it has huge.
The heavy running, the 3-yard, 4-yard gains.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that is redefining the value of a 3 and 4 yard game.
Yes, it's. I mean, you have 3-4 yard gains in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter it's 6-7 yards. In the third quarter it's like 10-15. In the fourth quarter you got like those big runs that just like burst open just because like you keep punching people.
It's the part that I think as you guys evolve, I think that has to be the personality of this team. No matter who's slinging it around, no matter who's back there, no matter who the divas are,
Mhm.
you guys will be. We can tell the story of this entire season through you guys.
Yeah.
Are you ready for that responsibility?
I say yes,
Yeah.
100%. I think God made us big enough to carry that weight. Honestly, like that's why we're big. Like we need to have that responsibility on our shoulders, and it's something that I think we're all ready for. And what needs to happen, like that's what happened in the 90s, the pipeline. No one was. I mean, yeah, they had great skill guys, but you don't think about that. You think about how they would. Like we watched some film of the 90s guys the other day.
Yeah.
They'd come off the ball and
Steamrollers.
just like,
It was steamroller.
Crazy.
I mean,
Bulls on
I mean, there's-
Stampede. It
I
was
think
yeah, they would smash people.
that fold some of the D linemen, like literally their bodies are like sideways full in the ground. It's crazy. It's crazy.
we actually took some Rage Against the Machine, and that's what was played before every offensive line meeting was Bulls on Parade.
Bulls on parade.
Oh, it was angry and hyped, and quite frankly, I ended up paying a few school fines from linemen putting their heads through walls. But it's like, DP, you're paying for that. Yeah, thanks.
I got it.
So that's fair.
We have a question on the live stream. Who's the meanest, nastiest O lineman?
Well, I mean, last year we can tell you because
Yeah.
he played, but this year we're about to see tomorrow. I guess I
Last year
think.
it had to be Cam.
Yeah,
It
okay,
had
it was
to be
Cam.
Cam.
Cam Jurgens last year
It
was.
has to be.
I mean, go back, watch his Oklahoma tape. He got a penalty for playing too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
Literally, like I mean, he drove
He
the guy
drove
40
so-
yards.
That's when you get a raise.
Yeah,
Like that's when you get. It's like,
exactly.
okay,
The ball was like, I mean, 20 yards behind him. Was it a
How's he-
screenplay?
it was like
And
how's
he-
he gonna see where the ball is? How is he gonna like know when to stop? I mean, like he's just playing to finish.
it's the
Yeah.
back judge whose job is to run in negative yardage.
Exactly.
It's like the blind side. He's like, Cam, what are you doing?
literally looked like the blind
no,
side.
it really did.
Yeah, no, it was like,
Really
Cam,
did.
what were you doing?
Runs him 30 yards and throws him on the ground. I'm like, okay.
Cam, what are you doing? He said he had
Yeah.
to go home.
No, it was for sure Cam last year, and
Yeah.
I think we're gonna figure out real fast who it is this week.
We'll throw the break here. We'll come back more. We'll get you ready for spring football. It's here tomorrow.
It is.
Man, lots to talk about here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hello?
Man, where are you? I thought you were coming.
I can't. I'm in bed with the flu.
The flu? Whoa. Grandma's about to crowd surf. Man, I'll call you back.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is safe, effective, and you can get it at the same time as your COVID-19 vaccine. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
A year ago, Daniel resolved to stop putting off what he wanted, a career in information technology. He enrolled in My Computer Career and is now a few months into his IT career. Make 2020 your year. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. Classes are on campus or live online. It's not rocket science. It's My Computer Career. mycomputercareer.edu.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Snarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Sunday Morning Pancakes, and there's some serious grubbage going on Lots of food talk. Lots of food talk.
Food is incredible.
Like, isn't it the thing that ties us all together?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
This is what we're doing wrong, is that we don't eat
it's
together
Sunday
enough.
morning. We got to eat some pancakes. I mean, if we're gonna call this show Sunday morning
Yeah.
pancakes, we better deliver.
Yeah, I had to hook it up. I had to hook it up this
Oh,
morning.
yeah.
Look at Carter. Look at him go. Look at him go. He's the lucky one because he doesn't have to talk.
I know.
So he
can
can, he can just throw. Yeah. Oh, on the
Wow.
biscuit, man.
You
Yeah.
This guy spreaded the jelly on the biscuit. I'm just over here like pouring it in my mouth.
Yeah, it's all over the place. I have like 4 separate pieces of paper towel. Oh my god.
He's got syrup mouth.
Towel.
He's got
Yeah, I
syrup
can't
mouth.
talk. I'm eating. I can't multitask.
This is the deal. So, and again, we want to thank Moose's Mad Fresh. We want to thank Canopy Market for always looking out for our student athletes and helping us put these programs on. We need to get you guys out to Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, which will change
I've
your.
had that. They park on campus.
Oh, he's the man. Yeah, he comes out. He doesn't hook you up though.
You can say any food truck in Lincoln, and he'll be like, "Oh, I've been there."
Dude, hey, I'm from Houston. I'm a foodie. Okay, I mean that's just
It really is part of the culture. Like
It's in my blood.
I've heard other places that I live say, "Well, we're a food society." No, go to Houston.
Dude, when I tell you I eat out so much when I'm home, like
Papa
maybe
Do's.
every
When he's
Papa
home.
Do's.
Papa Do's,
When
man.
he's home.
Yeah.
When he's home.
Yeah.
He eats out every day.
Okay,
Yeah.
I eat out here too, but I've tried probably every
Nice call.
restaurant. I've tried like every restaurant in Lincoln by now. I'm pretty sure I've tried seriously probably 90% of them. But in Houston, I've probably touched like 2%.
Wait a minute.
It's just incredible.
The live stream just gave me some information I didn't know. Apparently, there's an article in the paper today about.
Oh yeah,
it.
I was going to say.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Hey, it's a great article though.
What?
Apparently, I don't know.
Man, okay.
Schlegel says
I didn't wake up
great
early enough to
article.
Thank
read
you,
that.
Tom. Thank you, Tom. I had no idea. So I guess I need to get on my game and elevate. Man, DP, what are you doing? Slacker. So we didn't want to get into techniques and such, and I understand that. Walk us through what tomorrow morning is going to look like. Like you guys have been through it.
Yeah.
New coaches, some new coaches around it, but Scott Frost is still in the lead. What does tomorrow? Walk us through it from 5 a.m. until whenever.
Well, when we get in there, I mean, we're gonna wake up early, and I don't think anyone in the world, even if you say you're a morning person, no one likes waking up early. I don't
That's not
believe
true.
that. But
It's not true.
once we're up and we're ready to go, it's like I don't even know how to describe the first day of football back. It's like
The
when
first day
you're
of
little,
football is the best football.
well, when you're little and like your school's going on a field trip that day, or maybe it's the last day of the year,
Yeah.
and like you get woken up and like it's the last day, like come on, you're like you're so excited, but I think that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Because you're in the car and you're all antsy because it's the first day you've been in pads in a couple months, and you get to go play with your brothers and go out there and have fun.
Yeah,
I
agree.
And you can
I
feel
agree.
the energy in the locker room. I mean, it's the first day energy back is like it's like nothing else. We try and match that energy every day.
You can't.
It's hard.
You
but
can't match that first day
it's
energy. You can like get close, but you'll never be like that first.
Oh,
day.
it's a game day. As much as it's just a practice,
like-
it's a game day.
Like the boys are definitely buzzing the first day. All right.
Not to say that.
Had to.
We understood. We understood. Walk us through the actual practice itself. So is tomorrow a hat and shorts day? Is it?
I don't even, like I
It
said,
should be. I don't think NCAA
usually like
rules-
NCAA rules have like you have to have 3.
We have to
helmet
build up to it.
practice. Yeah, you have 3 helmet practices throughout the spring, and then you have to at the beginning start as helmet practices, and then go into pads, and then go into full contact, and so on and so on.
Yeah, so I think tomorrow
should be
just helmets.
I don't like I said, I haven't checked yet.
We'll see tomorrow.
Well, I mean, for the bigs, you guys want
We want pads.
If they
I mean,
allowed
for
you
us-
full pads.
Yeah, for us, it's hard to try to block somebody that's not wearing pads.
I love okay, so when we're not wearing pads, it kind of sucks for us because I mean it's a little bit unrealistic,
Yeah, it really is.
You're hitting someone and It's pretty easy to slide off someone when you're not wearing pads.
Yeah.
But I mean, in pads, it's a whole different game. You know, you can also fire off the ball and smack someone. So
without having to like look for them.
Yeah, but you can't go on the first day. You guys, you want to go 100. You want to see. Let me stretch out a little bit. Let me see if I can get next level. Let me see if I'm as strong as I think I should be or am.
I think just like the way we build up with winter conditioning to spring ball, I don't think we have that much. I feel like we want to, like, especially like O-line wise, we just want to go. Like we want to, like, let's go.
Yeah,
let's go. You know, you know what I mean?
Like we don't. We've been doing stuff. We don't want to go out there and not wear pads. You know, we're ready to put on some pads.
So,
and especially like with the spring, I think like 18 practices is the NCAA rule. That's not that many. You know, that's a couple of weeks, and then
you don't want to waste them.
Yeah, there's spring break in between there too. There's off days. I mean, like all those different things that like are in between there, where like it doesn't really matter if you're just looking out for whatever. Like you have off days too. You know.
Here's a question for you.
What that's for.
Can you change your place on the depth chart in spring?
Oh yeah,
100%.
The depth chart is built around the spring.
So no matter where you line up tomorrow, because at some point there is a depth chart tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, it might not be the same as the spring game. You know.
Right. So
the spring game is usually where like you can like pretty much have the what's it called?
Depth chart.
Depth. Thank you.
The word we've been saying for the past 20 minutes. That one, yeah.
Like during the spring game is usually when you like see the depth chart, and that's like what it probably will look like during fall camp too. But like you don't, you know, like that it could change.
Of course, like injuries, but that you can't expect.
It can always change. It can always change.
So is there any part of you that wants to be careful to not be injured, especially if you're
I say no. You can't
just gotta
play
go
with fear.
You just gotta play.
Guess you can't, you can't worry about, oh no, if I go hard, I might twist my ankle. You know, that's why we tape. That's why we wear knee braces. If you go out there thinking like that, you're gonna get your head rocked.
So how long? I mean, for offensive linemen specifically, how long is it tape for the taping and bracing and?
Okay, I'll let her.
All right, knee braces itself takes for me about 3 to 5 minutes.
So first of all, where did they find a brace big enough for your legs?
I think
custom.
Yeah, they're custom.
Right.
I think they're Don Joy's.
I
don't know.
Yeah, Don Joy is
I just
they do like everybody's
right.
knee braces.
Right.
But yeah, knee brace is probably like 3 minutes, like at least a couple minutes.
Just to strap it. It's just
well, for one, it's like you put them on,
well,
and then you know they're not right, so you restrap them.
They're too tight or
like,
they're too
tight.
loose.
Exactly. They're never right. And then hell yeah, by the way, 1 second, Moose just texted me and said I love mayonnaise and everything as well. Including hot dogs. Including hot dogs.
Come on, Moose.
Yes, sir.
Don't co-sign this.
Yes, sir.
That is abomination.
I knew I was gonna like it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Getting back to that, like I said, knee braces, couple minutes, just because like you're gonna restrap them a couple times. After that, usually during full padded practice, you wear your game pants. Those take
that's
forever.
A solid 10 minutes.
Yeah, those take because they're so tight.
Yeah,
like
and you got to loosen them up.
You got to pull them over your knee braces.
You got to pull them over knee brace, and then the bottom part of it is supposed to be looser. It's not.
No,
it's super tight. And you try to get them over that like bottom metal part.
Yeah,
to get them over the strap, like it's not working. And then you go after that, you go get taped, and tape probably takes about.
It depends on if there's a line. If there's no line,
yeah. If there's no line, probably it's pretty quickly.
Really what you do? You put your knee braces on before you get taped?
I mean, I get taped after meetings.
Okay, well, I have a way different schedule. I'd walk in and get taped right away.
Oh,
because I feel like
I have to get taped on my wrist too, though. And my wrist and my
I tape my own wrist. I'm kind of a big boy, so I know how to do that to myself.
Hey, I mean that's what we have athletic trainers for. They're supposed to tape you. Know? It's like, but
are you just a wrist guy, or are you a over the thumb across the palm of the hand?
Nuri tapes like his whole body, like just for extra.
That makes sense.
I mean, hey, I'm not gonna lie. this guy's going against like 240, 250 guys. I go against like 320 guys. So like, I have the harder job. I have
okay.
So, like, I mean,
Nuri gets to go against guys that run like a 6'2", 40. I get to go against guys that run like a 4'1".
So what about snacks and then
Caleb Tanner's faster.
Okay,
Caleb Tanner's faster.
I've gone against Caleb Tanner before. And
is he faster?
He is faster.
He's
but
faster. All right. Cut his mic.
Have I not played tackle before? Have you not played guard before?
I have.
Oh,
okay.
Tell me.
Here's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So for the wrist and guard, I did wear those little wrist rockets because you have to.
Told you.
Because you got to push some big dudes, but
meat.
Yeah, you got to push some meat. I guess. Put some sauce.
Well, I always ask because my guys, I always wanted them to have like the boxers wrap. Like the way the tape, like
that's
right.
Do you go like
between the fingers?
Really?
Well, because I wanted separation. I wanted them, but I wanted support, so you don't get the dig in between.
What do they have gloves on?
No, it's just they tape. We had again, rich schools can go and have the extra miles of tape required. Right, the extra miles of tape, but they look like before some of them would go put pads on, but most of them just had the tape. And it covered everything but the fingers, and it gave them support. And since we didn't grab per se much, we were punch guys.
Yeah,
we were punch and control guys. So if we could get their hands to here, they were pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm always interested what college guys do because it's a different level of violence. So
it really depends on the position too.
Yeah,
like centers do to some else, and the guards and guards.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what centers do. I never touched that position. You got to talk to Nuri.
So Nuri, let me ask you about that. So that's a position of curiosity for the fan base. Is there a front runner at center? Are you a part of the consideration there, right? Because fans have put you there whether you like it or not. They're like, well, we can always fall back on Nuri.
Obviously, I can't talk about or not, but I mean, I've played center before.
Do you have a like or dislike for it?
Center is a very weird position in a sense because you are. Like people say the QB is the leader of the offense, but it's not. I mean,
you're the eyes
a little bit. I mean,
don't get me wrong. I'm talking about like the way the offense is set. Who starts the offense?
It's you.
It's
center.
It's the center. And so like, you have to be a certain type to play center. Like there's no like you can't put just anybody there. It has to be like a certain. I mean, Cam was a
high IQ.
Cam was a tight end that went to center.
Right.
It's like it has
boys.
It has to be a certain type.
If you're not vocal, you can't play center.
Yeah, that's true. That's also.
Well, you got to be cerebral. You got to see.
Yeah, you got to be tired. Like breathing heavy, making calls, and if I can't hear the center, there's a problem.
Yeah,
and snap. Like this was the thing that happened here, where the center struggled in getting the ball back. To Adrian, and I kept saying, okay, anybody talking about that just doesn't understand.
No,
you're in the Big Ten, and there's a meat eater sitting on your nose.
The worst is about it.
Meat eater sitting across.
The worst about it is people are like, oh, just it's not that big of a deal. Like as a center, you try to not think about the snap because that should be the least problem. Like that should be like something that like comes natural. So like you're trying to not think too much about the snap. And once you line up, you're literally like lining up, and you got to direct the whole offense while trying to get the ball backwards, while trying to catch somebody that's coming sprinting at you, that is probably weighs more than you. So like, there's a whole lot of different things that play into the aspect of being a center.
Well, you're in a boxing match where your hands are occupied.
I mean, you
before a defensive a nose tackle gets his hands on you.
You have one hand, the other guy has two hands,
right?
And then you got to get your other hand back up. So like, it's very hard to play center, and I don't have a dislike against it.
Okay,
I do think center is a very, very vocal and very like leadership role. Maybe I'll be in there, maybe I'm not. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you'll be in the neighborhood.
We'll see.
You'll be in the neighborhood. Yeah, you may not have keys to the house, but you'll know where it is. We'll throw it to break. More Sunday morning pancakes when we come back.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. Dealing with battery problems? We've got you. Let's start with a free battery test. If you just need a free charge, we can help with that too. And if it's time for a new battery, we've got you covered. We're the only place you can find Duralast, the batteries more consumers choose. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination, where help is always in stock. Claims based on a proprietary consumer study and data from the MPD Group 2019. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Beauty lovers, we've got good news. 21 Days of Beauty is here at Ulta Beauty. That means you can snag the very best in beauty with daily beauty steals of 50% off the must-haves from brands like Tarte and Benefit Cosmetics. And with new launches to love from brands like KVD Vegan Beauty and Tula, your beauty routine is in for a treat. Have fun finding new faves at Beauty's biggest event. Shop in-store, online, or try curbside pickup today. Event ends September 19th. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us,
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Tom is the smartest man I know. He's been a professor at 2 major universities, been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, he told me that he was having problems in his classes. I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. And he was telling them that he was doing it as a favor to them. But I think in reality, he just wanted to get out of there. I was really starting to worry because I saw something was wrong.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me, and my love for him was just immense.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
AmeriCorps programs and members are making a huge impact in Nebraska communities near you, addressing critical issues like education, conservation, and even food insecurity. Because of AmeriCorps, the Lead for Nebraska program is fighting brain drain in Nebraska's rural communities by expanding access to broadband services and digital literacy. Learn about AmeriCorps programs serving communities in your region by visiting serve.nebraska.gov. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Welcome back. Sunday morning pancakes. Exceptional. It's beautiful out, which is nice. And I think we may actually get some degrees today. So
Getting positive today.
yeah. So tomorrow morning, What time do you guys go? 6?
I think so. I haven't looked, but probably.
Well, you don't know if you'll be outdoors in the morning, or are you just going to be outdoors in the afternoon?
I don't know. I'm thinking that we might be inside because it probably is going to be like 10 degrees outside when we be going, but we'll see. Let me check the old phone.
Yeah, I was, of course, weather. It's going to take you a little bit longer to pull
'cause
that up.
It might be negative, so I don't know.
At 6, it'll be 24 degrees.
Ooh. Yeah,
But
it's
it'll be
still pretty-
64 at 3. So
At 3 o'clock?
3 o'clock.
Well, we won't be practicing then, but that would be nice.
Right?
64 at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Oh, wait,
But it's
mic on.
but it's 24 in the morning. So yeah, we still rock this thing out. Couple of things in place, and Craig Washburn, first of all, thank you for your question for the guys on who's the meanest, but also thank you for your kind words about the article. You and Tom Schlegel, thank you. We do see your comments today. The text line, just so folks know, the text line is down. You can call in the Honda Lincoln hotline, same number, and we'll get you into the conversation. Mark Lund,
Yeah.
it's good to see, man. Hello from Houston. We like it.
We love it.
We love it. Tyler Olson, greatly appreciated. Says he loves him some Sunday morning pancakes. And then TMZ says he likes what he's hearing. So this fan base is unique in that this thing matters. This transition into spring football matters.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be paying attention. How do you guys deal with this thing? Are you in tunnel vision during this whole process? Do you not pay attention to what's being said and you're just in the work, or does it reach you?
So, personally, I try and stay off Twitter. Because we have to
He
focus.
doesn't really use Twitter, too.
I don't know how to use Twitter. I'm like an old man. I don't know how to use Twitter. And
He calls it the Twitter. That's how you know.
He asked me a lot about how to use Twitter.
Yeah, I got on the tweeter last night.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually did get on it yesterday because Nuri was showing me some funny stuff on it. So I was like, I wonder if that funny stuff's on mine. I get on it, and I'm no joke. I'm following probably maybe 600 people. So that's a lot of people. My whole feed is Nuri Nwili like this. Nuri Nwili commented on this. Nuri Nwili, like 100 straight posts. Nuri Nwili. I'm like, did you see? He's like, yeah, I like that. This dude is a Twitter monster.
Well, he's helping you.
I do.
He's helping me out.
Like he's like, pay attention to this, pay attention to that, pay attention to that. Instead of him just sending you 100 tweets.
For one, I like to that's my kind of way of like figuring out like news and stuff like around the world.
Yeah.
And then another thing, I like memes. So like Twitter is perfect for me.
Yeah, it's the meme capital.
Exactly. So like Twitter and Reddit is usually where like the memes happen. So.
Yeah, we did see some funny stuff on there yesterday.
But it's pretty bad.
Yeah, and then I went in and I was trying to find our graphic, and I realized yesterday we don't have a graphic for you guys yet, which I'm really pissed off about. So we will have
What do you mean graphic?
So that's it's a simple one cell that has your picture, the name of the show, the time of the show, the station.
I had an idea for our like a logo.
Mhm.
I think it's pretty funny. It's like us as fatheads holding up pancakes when it says Sunday morning pancakes above with like a sunshine that's like glaring at
I'm
us.
all for it.
I think that'd be a great logo. I feel like I don't know. We need to figure out something.
Mark can do that. You guys have to text Mark. So text Mark now, both from your phone, because that would be the excuse.
Nuri's on Twitter again.
That's what I saw yesterday.
Yeah. So text Mark Onweiler. Since you guys both have his number, text him and say graphic, please.
Yeah.
And give him the idea so we can get through that, because he gets bogged down and distracted, and next thing you know, it's a week later and we don't have it.
Yeah.
We are still. I'm reaching out to Nick from Muchachos, from Charles Phillips, from Mary Ellen's. You'll maybe have to go out there on Thursday night to eat.
Mm-hmm. For what? For
Free.
Mary Ellen's or Nick?
Yes, for Mary Ellen's.
Well, for me.
For Brent.
Mm-hmm.
Still not allowed to.
That's okay.
By the way, though.
Well, wait, he can't fix you a plate and drop it off?
I can't. One sec. Did we talk about this last weekend? Did we talk about this?
We mentioned it, but this was where I wanted to go right at 12 noon.
Well, no. So like there's this kid at Kentucky.
Minutes. Right. That's what
I was
that's
gonna
literally
talk about.
that's literally the next thing we're going to talk about, because he and his family, he's like a double guy at Kentucky.
So you know what's crazy about that? Nuri, it was, Nuri's like, oh, look at this guy from Kentucky. This is crazy. He does NIL. And he told me his name. He's from where?
Congo, I think.
The Congo, maybe. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't even like really listen to Nuri because, I mean, sometimes Nuri says some stuff. I'm like, right over my head. But, so then he talks to me about it again. And I looked the kid up. I played basketball with that kid in high school at a camp.
Right?
Yeah. And I remembered him so clearly because he was the only guy there, like jumping over 3 people and doing a windmill dunk. So I remember him pretty clearly.
Well,
but
the exact words Brand said, he looked like a 27-year-old when he was in high school.
Yeah, he really did. Like you started wondering, like, wait a minute, dude. He said he got over here at 15. I went, not really. Like, not really,
like,
bro. You were
dude,
21 when you got here.
He was a badass.
Oh, yeah.
I played with him I was in Atlanta at a camp. And when I tell you this guy was a freak of nature, like he would get the ball and just like dunk. Like, and we were probably like not later in high school. We were probably like, I think freshman summer going to sophomore year. So, I mean, no one was doing that, I mean, maybe seniors, but this guy was like catching the ball and just dunking on 3 people.
So the story is that his mom's never seen him play in America. And
Same.
because of NIL, there were some situations where they were trying to figure out how to get her over here.
Mm-hmm.
And the power machine that is University of Kentucky basketball has moved things to the point where they think they've figured out how to make this happen.
I mean, they have.
Which opens it up for you.
Exactly. And so I talked to our compliance office, and the guy who's like kind of like majorly helping with this is Jonathan Bateman. He's kind of like helping all of the international guys out with that stuff, with the international people. And I asked him, I was like, hey, did you see this? Like this kid from his name's Oscar Chibwe, I think.
Chibwe.
And I was like, hey, like, did you see this? And he was like, yeah, I just saw that. And then we talked about it for a second. That's when Brand realized who that was, because I said the name, and he was like, oh my God, I played with him in high school. But Jonathan has been reaching out to University of Kentucky. I was going to reach out to the firm that that's representing Oscar, just to see like what they did. Some of the articles mentioned that Oscar got a immigration lawyer, and the firm both kind of like working behind it, like trying to figure out what that was. And so hopefully we can get that too. Not sure though, because I mean, things sometimes don't work out, but
we'll figure it out. And those are breadcrumbs that'll help us track this thing.
Exactly.
But we'll talk about more. We'll go a little bit more in depth to this, because it will help us detail how we go forward with this show. Be able to move things. So stay tuned. Second hour of Sunday Morning Pancakes coming up on 93.7 The Ticket.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Pleased and honored to be joined by Nebraska volleyball coach John Cook.
If Trev wasn't interested, I would have done it in a heartbeat, because I just felt like Nebraska athletics, we were at the edge of the cliff. We had to do something, get somebody in here to build this athletic department back up. I thank my lucky stars every day that Trev's our guy now.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 330 North 48th Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. And things have obviously been pretty challenging lately with new vehicles, with all the microchip and supply chain issues, but things continue to loosen up as Koppel gets more and more new vehicles in each and every week. We've had many customers also custom order their vehicles. So if you don't see what you want in our current inventory, we can put an order in to get exactly what you want. So go online, reserve your new vehicle at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Turn off the TV and power down the video games. It's time for homework. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the NSCA. We want every child to learn and be successful. As a teacher, mom, and grandmother, I know children need a quiet place to do homework. Designate an area in your home away from the TV and background noise. Good study habits start with a quiet learning environment at home.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as 1 pack of cigarettes.
My kid
knows it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take, but it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hour number 2 on a Sunday morning pancakes, and we're giving a shout out to the reigning defending national championship bowling team, who are hosting the Big Red Invite this weekend and this morning. They are live on Big Ten Network
and against that school,
Valpo, as they're known. Valpo.
Cornhuskers versus anyone know?
I don't know
Valpos.
The Fighting Valpos. Carter, can you find out what the
Oh, strike! Sorry,
loud.
We got it on right now. Let's go.
So they're in match play today. Paul Klempa and the Huskers. They went into today as the number 1 seed, top pin count of all teams combined, and then they're facing Valpo, and then I want to say Youngstown State and McKendree are their main rivals in this thing, and that's how it plays out. But they're currently tied 1-1. They're in game 3, best of 7. Nice pickup.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah,
nice. The last roll.
Nice pickup.
So in regards to Valparaiso's mascot, they used to be the Crusaders, but they retired it this past August.
Okay,
so now they're the Beacons of Light.
The Beacons of Light.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
That's a
I don't know.
name.
I don't know how you make the mascot like at games, but that's a cool
the
name.
Valpo Bowls. BOLs, the beacons of light.
Yeah, little different.
Cool.
Beacons
Well,
of light.
like I don't know how this is gonna like. That's weird.
I feel like I've seen that. Like their logo looks. I mean, I'm assuming that some high schools like took their logo off of them, but they look similar to some of the high schools around here.
And Valpo.
No way! Did you see that?
And Valpo went with
No
their
way.
Valpo went with their Sunday shirts today, and they are uniforms. They call theirs uniforms, so it's
Yep.
not just shirt. And they went with their uniforms. I've seen them all weekend, and I can tell you they weren't wearing those. Like,
I personally have never seen a bowling match before in my life, but this is insane. I mean,
I actually
it's-
watched some bowling games in Germany.
Well,
There's
dude,
like
this is like strike after strike after strike.
Yeah.
Like you should see me bowling. It's like gutter ball after gutter ball after gutter ball.
yeah, there. I mean, it's a different deal. Like so imagine all the teams that were there. So there were several matches going on
Yeah.
at any point this
Are
weekend.
they playing here?
They're
in
here.
Lincoln?
So they're here at the Hollywood Bowl, right there on 48th, right down the street, literally right down the street.
Is that
I
Nebraska's
didn't
place?
That's not normally where they bowl or practice, but for this event,
because
it's
they
bigger.
have their own bowling alley.
they have
right?
their own
Yeah.
bowling alley and practice facility, and then they go to Hollywood Bowl for this one.
They got benches on one of the other lanes.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
see,
kinda
did you see that?
Yeah,
Well, and that wasn't the way it was this Friday and Saturday.
there was
It
like 1,000 teams.
Oh, it's definitely just for.
This is
TV
for
then.
Big Ten Network that they put the bleachers in.
yeah,
Oh,
They
they're
have-
sitting on. They're sitting on the.
so they
lane.
have so
Yeah.
they're of the 20 some odd lanes that there are, they're using lanes 1 through 4, and aside from lane 1 there's a bench. Lane 5 has
Cool.
a bleacher.
Do they have like a practice area then?
Yeah, any of the
Some of
other
them-
lanes they just go
Oh, so
down.
some of them are open.
Right,
okay.
some of them are open, and you go down and do your thing. But there was a game yesterday where Nebraska was down like 100 pins early and came back, and I was like, okay, this is way more intense than I thought it
Yeah.
was going to be. Like,
Jesus.
because they're there and it's just like,
Yeah,
like, and
I would be in there sweating. Like I
well, I didn't know what to
100
yell.
pins?
Like I was just like, what do you yell? Like throw it, roll it. Like I don't know.
strike again, please.
You know, like so it
You got to scream the we emotes out there.
yeah, like I didn't know what
Strike.
I didn't know what it
Oh,
was.
the we.
I didn't
Wii
know what,
Sports.
Dude,
yeah, like I didn't know
we-
what it was. And then so Cassidy, so I'm learning who the players are, and that Cassidy Ray is an All-American, and she's currently like leading this whole event in pin count. And
Oh, awesome.
but yeah, they all dressed up today.
Yeah.
So everybody looks a little nicer today. Well done. And it's a great crowd and it's interesting. So through the fans' perspective,
Mhm.
this is like football season again.
Yep.
And they get to start over.
For spring ball. Yeah.
But to get to start over, like it's a chance to start over.
Yep.
Are there any starters going into tomorrow? And I'm not talking about first teamers, guys who are going to get first reps, but I mean guys who know that they're going to start this season.
I don't think anybody can say that.
I don't think so. I mean, because we have such a new team. If it was last year, I'd probably say Cam, Adrian,
Yeah.
like DeCap. No, not DeCap. He was 2 years ago. But I mean,
JoJo,
yeah.
Ben, maybe like.
But
there's,
this
like-
year, we're just so new, I guess. I mean, for the most part, we don't have any guys that.
I mean, look at the fact that like the transfer portal. We got so many players from the transfer portal that are all like people with experience.
How many new guys are there? Do you
We
know?
only have 2 on the O line now.
Yeah, well, on the online only too, but like I think isn't that like 20 almost, like 15,
Maybe,
20 or something like that.
maybe.
That like
I'm not really
That's
sure.
a
th-
lot.
this
That's a huge
class
number.
was really small, but then like we added a bunch of transfers over. But like just that reason for that reason, I feel like no position is really locked. You know, because multiple players can play multiple positions. Multiple people can play separate positions, and so like I don't know if there's going to be anybody that can be set as a starter.
How much of this is so, Mr. Banks, for you, an opportunity to change location and elevation?
I mean, I'd say a lot. I think for everyone right now going into spring ball, since we have a new coach, everything's pretty fresh. I think that everyone has a great opportunity right now to go out there and show what they can do. and elevate in the depth chart, or I mean, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, go down in the depth chart, But that's just how football works, or any sport,
There's a question by Craig Washburn. It is who has the biggest wingspan?
Teddy.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, 100%. Teddy.
I was actually not thinking about Teddy. Yeah, Teddy
Who were
definitely
you
does
gonna
have it. Kevin has a pretty big
he?
wingspan.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, Teddy Prohaska, that guy's he could probably scratch his shins when he's walking. He has some long arms.
Long arms.
He's just a long
Kev
guy.
does too, Kev does too, though. Like, I'm not
Does he?
kidding. Yeah, he's long arms, really long arms.
People don't always gather how important that is, because that's reach. That's a boxer's reach for linemen.
I mean, especially at tackle, I feel like that is
Yeah,
such a big
it's a
thing where
huge
you have
part.
to have
I
long
mean-
reach, because usually you go against like longer guys at defensive end.
I mean, I know my wingspan's pretty good, but Teddy is like massive. You
Yeah.
know, like he's tall and
Teddy is. I don't realize how big he is until like I have a class with him. I sit next to him every day. And like I'm not a small guy. Like I'm like 6'1", 6'2", and I got like an okay wingspan, I guess. But like I feel like a shrimp next to Teddy. Like he's a big dude.
I mean, if you walk in between both Bryce and Teddy, and then you walk in between them, and then like you're behind you is like, I don't know, like Cooper Jewett and those guys, and you're like,
yeah, they're the little
Jesus.
shorter
Yeah,
guys.
you're,
next to
you're
him.
looking
Looks
up
funny.
and down, and you're like, Jesus Christ, this
Yeah.
conversation is like a full workout.
No, he's
Right?
Like the thing about Teddy too is like he's not just tall. I mean,
He fills it out
his-
really well too.
Well, I'm saying like for his wingspan, like this person's like Craig asked, his wingspan's insane. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It could be shorter than I think, but off of visuals, he
looks like he has like an 8-foot wingspan.
Yeah, he looks like he's just like like an airplane.
I mean, there's a difference. I mean, normal humanity versus, especially wing.
Gigantus.
Yeah, I mean, just both tackles are phenoms.
Yeah.
Like they're physical phenoms.
Yeah.
So when those positions are measured, there's all the optic stuff, right? Do we look like a Big Ten offensive line?
Yeah.
Then it becomes, okay, do we get any points for getting off the bus with some dudes who look like they come from another place? And then can they handle the basic stuff? Your playbook will determine some of who plays and who doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that's always the case, especially coming out of high school. When I first got here, I came from a high school that we were in Texas, but like I said, I think a couple weeks ago, we were a basketball school. So when I came here, I wasn't used to like the advanced playbook of a college Big Ten team. You know, I was either run left, run right, or throw the ball. I don't know, but I didn't. Coming to college, you have to know you have to know football on such a deeper level, and I think pretty much for everyone coming out of high school, it's a big step. But once you get that down, it's pretty easy. I gotta say, I mean, because it's kind of now it's like the back of your hand, you know, because you do it every day. Like you either watch it every day or you play it every day. So
How much is the engagement during film study? Is it call and response? Is it question and answer?
It's a lot of different ways. So like there's times where like he'll be talking to us about like what he wants the calls to be, and then sometimes he'll ask us like what we want the calls to be. Because
What do you see?
Yeah, like what is our opinion on this, and like if we want a different call or something like that. You know what I mean? Especially with a new coach, I feel like that was one of the things that I struggled with. I couldn't get the new playbook down last year because my old playbook was so similar to this one, but like the calls
Different
were
verbiage.
the calls were the same just for other things. So like
you have the same names, but like
exactly, like
you would call something at CSU, you'd make that call, and then it would be something way different.
Exactly. And so like that was my biggest problem because I couldn't get the new calls as in like, oh, this is what this means, not that.
Mhm.
And I struggled with that all year last
When
year.
did the light go on for you? When did it start to come together?
I would say
Northwestern.
Yeah.
No, last year in the spring, during the spring game, like before that, like in that time, that's kind of when it clicked for me. But then again, I also played tackle. At that time, I played tackle and center. So like my hardest part was
That's
switching.
how I played guard.
Yeah, it's like I was switching from tackle to center every couple of days, and that you can ask Rand. That was probably the hardest for me because like tackle and center, like guard is
polar
similar
opposites.
to tackle a little bit. Center is similar to guard a little bit. So like switching from tackle to guard is not super hard. Switching from guard to center is not super hard. Switching from tackle to center is a whole different world.
Well, but especially because at tackle and guard or center and guard, you work together.
Yeah, exactly.
What's I was gonna say?
Tackles-
Doesn't that mean that Nori's the smartest lineman to
No,
ever exist
not
in the
by
history
a
of
long shot.
Oh,
But
Nebraska?
No,
not by a
no,
long shot.
no. I'm just saying, like, it's hard to like switch that position, and like I've played.
Well, because
left to right.
you know what the guard. If you're playing tackle, you know what the guard's doing.
Well,
and
yeah, and that I think what you're about to say, that's a good thing too
Right?
for an offensive line. Because if I'm playing tackle, I want to know what everyone's doing in every play.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I want to know if I'm playing left tackle, I want to know what the right guard's doing, or I want to know what the center is going to do.
Yeah.
Because I think that's something that you can develop. Like the longer you're in your playbook, the more film you watch.
and then the tight end you kicks in and you go, okay, you know,
Throw me the ball.
how do I combo this thing here? Like how's that going to work?
I just think that, like, especially with tackle to center, it's just like it's not like that we don't know what everybody's doing. It's more so like when I was at tackle, you know, there's different calls to be made than at center, and at center you got to make the calls first, and then the tackle, and then whatever. And so like that was like the thought process of like going through the process was a little hard for me, and I think after that spring I was fine with it.
Yeah, I mean,
because then at that point I've played anything from left to right, so like at that point I was like, I mean, might as well put me anywhere and I'll figure it out somehow, you know.
Just figure it out.
This is what that during the season. I was
but he can walk into it. You should be able to walk into a huddle no matter who is in the other four spots.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter where they have you, and you have some point of communication.
Exactly.
You
It's
have
like
to.
I mean, last year it was against Fordham. Which game were we wearing those white camo? Was it Fordham?
No.
Oh, Buffalo. It was
Buffalo.
I was playing left guard, and then Sick got a cramp, kind of like in the third quarter, I think. And so like he like somebody had to go out, and then like G was calling for me, so I went to right guard. And like the hardest thing I would assume in that like quick switch is the fact that like
Everything's opposite.
you gotta your stance. You gotta
Yeah.
switch your stance.
Switch your hand, dominant hand changes.
I
like-
swear there was one play where I lined up in the left-handed stance as a right guard.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, it's just it happens sometimes.
Dude, I know what you're talking about. I've done that before because I played left and right tackle,
Yeah.
left and right guard. Never played center though. I don't want to touch center.
Do you guys have that preference to strong hand, right side, left side?
I think you got to be able to do both.
Yeah,
In my opinion, I think that as a tackle, you should be a tackle, and if they need you at left, they need you at left, they need you at right. You got to be able to play both. So, but that's definitely happened because the first day back, so I went from, I don't know, I played every position except for center. So it's like the first day you switch to that other spot.
Yeah, you're like
I'm getting in my stance. I'm like, oh, wrong way. Like,
yeah. But then it's too late because your hand's already down.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, I can move my feet, but I can't move my hand.
You're like, oh, I'm on TV and I look so stupid right now. The ESPN's like, what is Nuri Nwili out there doing?
Literally, like, because during that game at the beginning of the game, I'd play left guard, and I'm like warming up at left, you know, getting ready at left.
Do
And
you
then
guys
she's
track
like,
that?
"All right."
Do you guys track that? That like when you like for me as a player and me as a coach, there are certain plays that you mark down and go, man, on film study, this is going to be.
Oh
the
my God.
worst."
Okay,
There's
you have
so
yeah.
many.
Dude, it's like in practice and in games, like dude, it's
The worst is
feeling in
the worst. The
games.
worst is in games. It
Dude,
has to be
'cause
games.
After, oh my God, like you know
You
when it
know,
happens,
you
and
know
then-
exactly. You always know.
And your teammates know.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
they're lining you up.
Well, the
Hey, like-
reason why it's worse in games is because it's the team together watching. In practice, it's just the offensive line, it's just the unit. But in games, you'll go to the film study and like
You're
and
literally
you wanna-
walking. You're literally walking and like, please don't pull up 54. Please don't pull up 54. Like, why that play? Not the 54th play. Please don't pull that up.
And then they get to it.
But no, then they start. With
They
that play.
get to it.
They
start
start
with
with
that play.
the
And you're sitting there.
54th play
The
of the
54th
game.
play, and you're like the way like I don't know if people know, like it's kind of like Huddle, similar to it. Like what we use is Exos. It's the program we use. I mean, everybody uses that. So like,
Oh, I didn't know. I'd never been to another school. Nerds giving away confidential secrets.
all
over
right.
here.
But like, so like the way the thing is, like on the top left corner, you see like the number of the play, like when the play was played, and you'll go into the team room and you look at the screen. All you
And
like,
it's
you
just
see-
up
you see,
there.
like, it's up
It's
there. It's like the 54th play. And you're like, you know, you're just
It's
sitting
just
there, you're
burned
like,
in. It's burning into the screen. It's up. Been up there so long.
The first game we had last year.
It's
Do you
annoying.
remember that film study?
It's horrible.
Like there was a few of us. We
I
just
didn't play, so I didn't know. I was on field goal,
Dude, that's the worst feeling.
But
Because
still,
it's not your position coach either. It's the head coach up there,
Yeah.
like circling you with the pen. Like he's like, "What is this?" And I'm like,
No, it's the one where you go in order and you're watching it and you're cool, but you know that it's like 10 plays out, you're starting to sweat a little bit.
And the thing is, like, especially when it's like with Coach Frost and like the entire team, it doesn't matter if you're playing or not. You feel it. You're like, because you watch the film, you know,
right?
like against Illinois, like I said, like I didn't play it, but I played special teams, but obviously I watched the film, you know, and I go through it, and you're like, oh no, he's gonna get
and then like the pace of the plays before that is real quick,
really
right?
quick,
like it's really quick.
Someone gets that one replay it 17 times.
Like it's really quick, and then right as you get to it, and then he goes, lights.
It's always
spotlight on that one guy.
No, it's always you get to the play and then everybody's quiet, and then he just replays it. He just replays it the entire time, and nobody says anything. And then he's like staring at it, replaying it, and then he looks at you, and then you're like,
you didn't want to hide inside your shirt. Well, but that being said, when you do something good on film and that gets brought up in a team meeting, it's so sweet. It makes it all worth it. Like whenever we're in camp or like even in practice and we have a team meeting and he pulls something up that you did good, you're like on top of the world. It's like it's horrible how different it is, you know.
That's the part. A different level. It's literally like bottom to top. Like it's crazy.
That's the part of spring camp that I wish fans had access to, not for the embarrassing side, but for the good side. Well, no, because if you want folks to get hyped over it, show the good things.
Yeah.
Well, there's also some funny things that we do.
Oh,
He's like, we'll have, so linemen wear knee braces, and if there's any linemen listening, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're running really fast as an offensive lineman and your knee braces click together, you're going
falling
down hard.
See, like when you first put on your knee brace, it's always that like you got to get used to the walking in like
you have to walk wider
stances.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And so like sometimes when you run fast, you forget about that. So you start like running in front of like foot in front of each other, and then you eat it because you're hitting
it's always bad, dude.
Yeah,
it only
horrible.
happens when you're running like you think you're like, oh, I'm running a 4.4 right now, like zoom in, and then you eat it, face in the dirt, and then somehow those always end up
always on video,
always on the video, and
always.
Then we'll be in meetings. Coach would be like,
all the social media hype stuff.
Coach would be like, looking at you, he's like, turf monster get you.
Baby legs.
Those ones are fun.
Those are pretty fun.
Baby rhino legs. We'll toward the break here. When we come back, I want to start to think about it. Size is relative in the Power 5 space. I want to talk about strength.
Yep.
Offensive and defensive lines, and the difference between the groups and the difference between high school and college, because it'll show up tomorrow and it'll be interesting. Stay tuned. More Sunday Morning Pancakes when we come back.
AmeriCorps programs and members are making a huge impact in Nebraska communities near you, addressing critical issues like education, conservation, and even food insecurity. Because of AmeriCorps, the Conservation Nebraska program educates residents from over 120 communities statewide on living sustainably and keeping Nebraska beautiful. Learn about AmeriCorps programs serving communities in your region by visiting serve.nebraska.gov. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and
People
this station.
do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding.
Whoa!
Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woo-hoo!
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Here's your binky, buddy. We'll be home soon. You'd never give your baby a pacifier that has cigarette ash on it.
But if you're smoking around your kids, yeah, it's kind of like that. Secondhand smoke contains thousands of toxic chemicals that can have a lasting effect on your child's health. Protect your children. Don't smoke around them or any child.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
My mother was very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign and she wasn't even really sure where she was at.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
He's a seasoned veteran.
I think he's 8 years old.
A Marconi Award winner.
Scoreboard, baby. That's what I point to.
He's Dan Patrick.
Anybody else? Anybody else saying something nice about me? Who else is out there?
Weekday mornings, 8 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back, Sunday Morning Pancakes. And here's where the interest happens. We talked about strength. Like, you're all big dudes, but strength. You guys have to line up against a group of abnormal human beings on a daily basis. Are you tracking who's the strongest, most powerful of the defensive linemen? Do you know who's who?
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, we all know who's the strongest lifter, who can squat the most. But then again, those guys might not be the guys who have the best hands.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of that plays a factor in it too, because we've had guys, I mean, they've been the strongest guys in the weight room, but guys that aren't as strong as them,
are beating them off the ball.
Get the job
just,
done.
Yeah, exactly. Like it really depends on. You have to have that like mixture. You have to have like that balance of you got to be good on the field and good in the weight room. Which, I mean, you could be the worst one in the weight room, but be the best on the field.
It's tough to do that as a power.
I mean, yeah, true.
I gotta say,
I'm saying
like that's the long route to.
I'm saying like
O-line,
football
D-line,
in
you're not
general.
really
Wise.
gonna do
Yeah, but I'm saying like general in football, like you don't have to be, the strongest, the fastest, the whatever to be the best on the field. It's like it really depends on how much detail you put in your technique and how much detail
Work
you put
ethic.
in. Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of things that come up. I mean, not only in football, but in basketball. I mean, I'm sure other sports is having a good motor,
Yeah.
And that has to do with either conditioning, but besides that, just mindset. That's why like Aiden Hutchinson I mean, that's why he's been so good. People will talk about him, and when they talk about him, they talk about how good of a motor he has. Like, he'll go, and fourth quarter, he'll still be going like he went in the first quarter.
Of the offensive linemen, who are let's say, I mean, usually it's upper body, then lower body, and some combination of the two.
I think
actually it's more lower body. I would say it's more lower body.
Oh, for what?
Offensive lineman?
For the most important?
I feel like it has to do a lot with the feet, the
Yeah,
thighs,
the thighs.
Well, that's how it's identified, right?
Wings.
Well, the trunk, right?
Yeah.
We talk about it.
The base.
Right?
Yeah.
And defensive linemen will tell you that they love being lower body strong.
Oh, yeah.
Because it allows them.
That's how they're driving, you know. Like,
but then if those things are equal, what's going to help you be more successful? Solid technique.
Yes. The detail in the technique.
The detail.
Yes.
And
it doesn't matter. You both can be technically sound. It really just depends on how detailed you are with your technique compared to the guy in front of you. Because you can, like, in a game, as long as you occupy the guy in front of you, it doesn't matter what he does.
It grades out and looks good.
I mean, no, he's not going to get to the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. You could be literally stalemating with him.
Stalemating.
Stalemating?
Yeah, it's stalemating.
Okay, well, stalemating with him. But, like, as long as you occupy him and you're body on body, no matter.
Because at the end of the day, it's the defensive line and the whole defense is going to the ball.
Yep.
If you're in between your guy and the ball and he doesn't tackle him, if everyone does that, it's a touchdown.
Easier. Is that easier than you keeping his hands busy? Because he can't make a play, even for body placement. If his hands are busy, this is what I would teach players to understand the difference, that if their hands were busy, they couldn't make a play.
Mm-hmm.
See, if I get them into a hand battle, no matter where he is in placement, my runner has an option.
Yeah.
And he can get through.
See, I feel like it's less about I feel like for like us as offensive linemen to look at the defensive linemen, I feel like it's more like as long as their feet are moving. Because they don't have a base. Whenever their feet are moving, they don't have a base. So like when their feet are moving, that's something where you can drive them, you can, run them out of the way, whatever. But like, because when their feet are in a base, they can lock you out. They can, look where the ball is. But as long as their feet are moving, they can't lock you out. They can't, get away from you. They can't like press you away from them. I feel like that's kind of the main thing, like trying to get their feet moving and keeping their feet moving.
Give the fans a little bit of the strength of the defensive linemen. Who are the guys on the other side of the ball who are just exceptionally strong?
Well, weight room
weight room wise.
You can give me weight room and then.
Okay, I'm saying best overall in the weight room. I mean, we don't lift with the D line, but I think it's pretty obvious. If we're on the squat rack, the strongest guy out there is Nash.
Yeah.
Polar bear.
Came in squatting.
Yeah, he came in. I mean, I'm sure every Husker fan out there has seen Nash's high school video. If it was like power cleaning or squatting, like 1,000 pounds or whatever, that kid's just a freak. I mean,
Duvall posts videos of him too. It's like,
can you catch up? Can you make up some of that space, or is he just that elite?
I mean, I feel like with him especially, it helps that his dad is massive too.
Yeah.
Like his dad's been training them for years.
Big Nash, no, his dad's huge too. I think
all of them have been training for years and years and years. It's like I feel like that's that difference compared to like I didn't lift until I got to the United States because in Germany it's too expensive. He's lifted in high school, but like it's not the same lifting because he played basketball.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like I don't think that it's even possible to even get to that same level.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean that. Like you said, high school lifting, unless I guess Nash is just different. I mean, I don't know what lifting.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know what he did in high school, but I mean, I did a lot of like lifting and running, but even for football. But my lifting is like right now is nowhere close to what like it was in high school. Like,
what's the range? So talk me through.
I mean,
you as a senior in high school versus you now.
I came in here my first. I guess I early enrolled. So my first winter conditioning, I put on, I think it was like 19 pounds of muscle. I mean, and that's in what, a month and 2 months or not long. And I lost a lot of fat and I'd put on weight, but it was all muscle. And so that's kind of what happens too when you, I think that's pretty consistent with all people that come from high school to college, because every college has like their way of doing the body fat index. And so I think that's pretty consistent. When you get to college, you lose fat and gain an absurd amount of muscle.
I would add to that, it depends on what school you're going to as well.
In high school?
No, I like from high school to college. Because when I went to CSU, a lot of the winter conditioning, like summer conditioning, was more speed related and less less heavy weight.
Okay.
And so like there, I could never see the number 295. Like I was weighing, I played at 285 there. Could never get to 295, and now I'm here, and I haven't seen 300 in years.
Is that because of the work, or is
I mean, it's just
because he likes hummus.
Hey, what's hummus?
Yeah. Right.
No, it's just like the nutrition part of it, the weight room part of it, the way we are lifting compared to other schools, like especially in the Big Ten. Big Ten has these big dudes that like lift a lot of weight. While other conferences, like let's say the Pac-12 or Big 12, one of the two, the one that like is like all air raid,
Big 12,
Big 12, yeah, like all of their dudes, I'm assuming they're probably lifting a lot of like not like heavyweight, but more like speed wise, like speed explosions, like that's we need that. And like while we in the Big Ten, there's the guys in front of you that lift the same amount as you, so like you got to get to that level.
And like you're saying, that's so consistent in the Big Ten. Everyone lifts like crazy because Big Ten is just known for heavy, like smash mouth football.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and not every conference is like that. Like you're saying, a lot of conferences throw the ball, score 70 points a game.
Yeah.
In the Big Ten, it's like you're not having those high
like
number
14
games.
to 23. You know, like that's what I'm saying. Like it just really depends on what school you go into. Because like I said, CSU was way different than Nebraska for me, at least.
As linemen, do you guys care whether you sling the ball around, or do you get a little bit more excited when you get to put your foot in the ground and mash somebody?
Oh, we definitely get more excited when you put your foot in the mouth. Like that's insane.
It's a little more fun, pancaking someone than it is just pass blocking. When you pancake someone and you're on top of them, you like I don't even know.
Feel like you're on top of the world.
Yeah, I mean, you are. Like,
do you ever say anything when you're down there? Do you ever like
all the time? But it's not legal for radio.
Right? Yeah, there's a lot of talking that goes on in a game.
Yeah, especially O-line, D-line, especially
because we're so close.
I mean, the funny thing is,
well, that being said, we don't know what the receivers are saying.
Yeah, so that's
we have never been receivers.
The funny thing is, whenever you're like in timeouts or whatever, and like you both are already ready, there's sometimes actual like casual conversations going on. It's like this in between like going against each other hard and whatever. You're having like this normal conversation with the dude that in 15 seconds you're gonna basically trash talk him for the next 15 minutes. You know, it's like it's weird. It's really weird how that like O-line, D-line, or O-line and other teams' D-line thing goes. I'm assuming our D-line probably has kind of similar too.
Oh, I'm sure Boogie was definitely cracking people.
Oh,
sometimes it's like when you're on, especially on field goal too, because like field goal, you're not in the game. You're just like, I mean, there's not a lot.
The defensive people on field goal trash talk so much.
Yeah, but sometimes it's really funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny, but still, it's still
like
really
so we would always the very first possession. I would kind of tell my players to learn their opponent's name.
Yeah,
I want to know. Go know who it is.
Yeah,
and then kindly ask. So, how's your mom? She good?
Oh, I mean,
did research. I haven't seen her in a while. How's she doing?
There was somebody from Ohio State, or somebody that's playing in the NFL, that said something on Twitter about how whenever he played like a big team, a big name, he'd look up their girlfriend and then hit him up in the DMs before the game.
Oh yes.
Like stuff like that, where you're like, no way. But like,
yes,
that was Jalen Ramsey, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's like those things are like little psychic games where you're like, wow, he's really going all in, you know?
Yeah, that's the deep. Yeah, but we would do that before the game.
Yeah, like he
we would just
it seemed to kind of. You remember when we played Oklahoma? I mean, they were on our side of the field before the game, doing all that jumping. Like you remember
almost
that?
Started that fight.
Oh yeah,
wow.
That game
was pretty good.
Nebraska Oklahoma is a game for the books. I mean, it's such rich in history, and that whole week we're watching, like we're all ready to go. We want to go down to Norman and kick some ass, and like I don't know. That game was insane.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I feel like that start to the game was just hyping the moment way more than it could have been.
There could have very easily been a brawl. In the middle of
Oh
the
my
field.
God! If
Like-
the coaches would have not if the coaches would have looked away for maybe like 5 to 10 seconds, there would have been a brawl. Like people were like, oh my God!
So what's
we
the
were
line?
inches away from each other.
We're buzzing.
So what has to happen? Is it just a crossing of the line like that? That like we understand. Like I would always put my team at the 45, so that there was
Okay,
no.
well, to be fully honest though, with that game especially, there was a different mentality to that game because it was such
so
a like
historical.
exactly
It's
people
such a big rivalry. You know,
people were there to support both of us. It was like there's people from Nebraska were like they're Oklahoma fans too, and people from Oklahoma being Nebraska fans.
yeah, a lot
There's
of
so many
people that weren't even from either place were coming because like
It's
if
just
you're
so-
from Texas, you know about the Nebraska Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like that's what I'm
huge.
saying. Like that mentality going into that game is already like, well, I'm gonna destroy this team. You know,
Yeah.
like didn't matter like who you actually go against at that point. It's more so like you're going against Oklahoma and
Well-
they're going against Nebraska.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
it's the name you're playing for.
Yeah.
in that game.
Were there players better than or not as good as you thought they would be wearing that name?
Oklahoma or in general, like
Oklahoma.
other teams.
Oklahoma.
I played field goal during that game.
But when
so
you
I
but when you saw them, I mean, you could watch it and see how the game was being played out.
didn't-
Right? Were you surprised? Plus, con, about equal.
I mean, I feel like a lot of times too, in any team you play, really. I mean, and this isn't always true because there's always going to be one guy that's like, wow, that guy's really the dude.
Right.
But a lot of times it has to do with the name on like their jersey. You know, it has to do with Oklahoma, woo woo. I mean,
I remember talking before the Ohio State game. People asked during a press conference, they were like asking like what is your opinion of like playing the Ohio State? And I was like, that was something that like our old coach G said, you're not playing the name on the front. You're playing somebody in that jersey. They might be filling out the jersey well, they might be looking good in those jerseys, but you're not playing the university. You're playing a name. You're playing somebody. You know, like that. You're playing a guy, not the university.
Yeah, you can't get caught up in like, oh no, we're playing Bama. They won the Natty the past few years. Like LSU,
But it's like, I mean, Buffalo Fordham. I'd like to say, as a coach or a player, that you could look at those two games the same way. You're humans.
Yeah. No, I mean,
like you're humans. You can't.
The Fordham linebacker, number 40.
That's a good
47 or
example. I mean,
37?
that
That
guy
guy was
had the
crazy.
most tackles on us that I don't think
He had like
anyone's ever
33
had.
tackles. He literally broke the record for single game
can,
tackles.
can I ask you a question? And I know I won't. I don't expect an answer, and I please don't answer. But I just need to ask the question: whose fault was that? Like,
I mean, I'm
like
not,
I
I'm
need to know.
not- no,
Like in my head, in my heart of hearts, don't answer it.
That-
really,
that guy
don't
had-
answer it because
had
I do
an
not.
insane
I do
motor.
not want the phone call.
No, that guy just had an insane motor.
Yeah,
Like,
I
remember I'm on the field at the end of like kind of like closer to the end of the game. It was like end of third, beginning of fourth quarter. He just tackled somebody and he's laying on the ground literally screaming because he's in pain.
Yeah.
And like he gets up and screams at his teammates
Yeah.
that they're not doing the right things. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know, that kid is going insane.
Yeah.
It was,
And I mean,
That's the
after the
work.
game, he had like 31 and a half or 32 tackles.
Mhm.
And then they were like, oh yeah, he had 33 because so he could break the record.
It was
an
necessary.
extra one.
It was
I mean,
necessary.
they checked like the tape and like the people that like take the stats and stuff. They made like they found another.
He
tackle.
deserved it.
He
deserved
definitely
it.
did.
Oh, he deserved
That
it.
kid was insane. I mean, I texted him on Twitter afterwards and I was like, jeez.
Well done.
That's insane. Yeah.
Oh,
a
come
lot of
on,
people
Nuri.
did. Hey, no, look at Twitter. A lot
They
of people
just
did.
won't get.
A
He's
lot of
just.
people
He's
did.
just gonna get himself in trouble.
Come on, Nuri.
I mean, look at Twitter. Everybody can see it.
Well, I didn't tweet at him.
Well, because you don't know how to use Twitter.
Mostly, yeah.
We'll throw it to break. We'll close out and get ready for Monday. It's spring football time here in Lincoln, Nebraska, and this is Sunday Morning Pancakes.
You spend more time in your garage than outdoors in the wintertime. Isn't it time to get it organized? Call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for his variety of organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that'll be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. You don't need to bring the same clutter from last year into the new year. Travis has storage options for cabinets, monkey bar shelving, or slat wall, and more. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de the Alzheimer's Association y the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Pros, for your next electrical job, start with Lowe's, because whatever wire the job requires, we have the quantities you need in stock and ready to go when you are. Even better, we'll also save you 15% on your next purchase of 10 or more rigid, EMT, and PVC electrical conduit and fittings. Order at LowesForPros.com and pick up in store where our pro loaders will be ready to load you up so you can get back to the job site faster. Whatever you need to get this job done and the next, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 126 U.S. only.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council. If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You can ask on your couch while you binge watch.
Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the JED Foundation.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak. Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Final segment of Sunday Morning Pancakes has been a good one. Again, they put on the pads and get to work tomorrow morning, and we will follow it You guys have permission to call into any of the shows anytime. You don't need an excuse. Just call and give us an update. Like, yeah, everything was cool. Everything sucked. Whatever way you want to do it. You guys have permission. Beyond the game are the people.
Yep.
And their stories that are being lived out in real time. And it has a special energy when it comes to one of our hosts. So, Nori, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I was going to talk a little bit about Ukraine and Russia. Obviously, this is something that should not be happening. It's crazy to think that war is something that people have to go to. I mean, it's weird because it's so close to my home country, and worst case scenario, this could, it's gonna blow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, for me personally, I think like my connection to that, obviously my family is still being in Germany, and so like, I texted there's a Ukrainian football player who's kind of like tweeting out about like how his family's safe and stuff, and like I texted him, was like, hey, like if you need anything, basically like let us know. We're all foreigners are behind you, you know, like we're all kind of trying to help out in some way, I guess. But I mean, worst case scenario, Russia takes over Ukraine. They said already they're going to go in further west, you know, go to Poland and so on, and then NATO has to join in, and Poland is literally right next to Germany. So like, I mean, those are things that should not happen. It's kind of hard to talk about because I feel like there's
What's your like this affects your family.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
right?
It's like it's just so weird to think that like war is happening a couple countries over. You know, like
it's real close to home for you.
And innocent people are like dying for nothing.
I mean, spatially, you're talking about the difference between Nebraska, the miles between Nebraska and Nevada. We're not talking about.
Yeah, it's like it's not like it's a drive.
far.
It's not a flight. It's a drive away.
Right.
Like it's I don't know.
Yeah, and another thing too is like the patriotism of the Ukrainian people.
Oh my God!
I mean, I'm sure
they're putting up a fight.
I'm sure everyone on Twitter has heard all the stories about Snake Island or people.
The ghost of Kiev.
Yeah, the ghost of Kiev. Nuri told me a story about an old lady in Ukraine who walked up to a Russian soldier and gave him sunflower seeds. And you tell the story.
This old lady walked up to a Russian soldier and said, put these sunflower seeds in your pocket so that when you die on our soil, the sunflowers can bloom. I mean, those are things that, like, you know, some of the Ukrainian people are just.
Well, and another thing, like, it's like history is now, which is weird. We've never been through something like this in my generation.
And it's so documented now. It's like with TikTok and Twitter and all that stuff. It's like the most documented war ever.
Yeah.
We know better.
Exactly.
We should do better. We do have a phone call. Let's go to the Honda Lincoln hotline. Who's this? You're live.
Benigno, how you doing today?
I'm good. What's on your mind?
My mind is good. My mind is people are being good. Yeah.
Oh no. Did we lose?
I couldn't hear.
We lost it. It was in and out. So, okay. Through everything that's going on for you guys, communication with family is important. Nori, how is your family?
I mean, they're good. They're not like trying to think about it too much right now because I feel like, especially for them, it's kind of hard to kind of put life away, like life to the side, and like think about that stuff. Because I mean, they're still working. You know, kids are still going to school, and it is not like super close. You know, so like it's still a little further away. But I don't know. It really takes just one thing to just spill over the border, and it's over with. You know what I mean? Like once they go over that border to Western, or like kind of close to Western Europe or Central Europe, I mean, it's gonna go down for a lot of people. Not only Europeans. I mean, North Africans. China's trying to invade Taiwan right now. I mean, those things are all things to consider, especially like world wars, and I mean how that can just happen. I mean, I don't understand why people are like just so crazy about war. Like, Russia's big enough. You don't need more space.
We don't learn.
Yeah, I mean,
It's crazy.
We don't learn.
I just think it's insane how, like, I don't know, World War III. Just the thought of that. You know, people have made like maybe it's World War Z. I don't know. Just like I can't believe that could be a possibility that's likely to happen right now. You know, and we're all living our normal lives because nothing. I mean, I know Russia's.
It's weird to think about the people that are over there.
Yeah,
that they're not
crazy.
able to live their like normal lives.
I mean, it's insane. Like, and like you were saying, it is so documented. I know on my TikTok, which I know how to use. Thank you, Neri. I mean, I've seen so many videos of like people there have that. I mean, they post about it. They're taking videos and stuff. And
remember, there's like these 2 Australian reporters. They're like just walking on the street, and then out of nowhere, a missile is like going right above their head, and they're like, "Oh my god, this was a missile!" And then like maybe like 5 seconds later, you hear an explosion. And you're like, "What?"
Yeah,
you just saw like a live missile going over your head.
And
that's just crazy.
Another thing that's like scary for me, but I'm also proud of is my brother. He played football here. He just got sworn into the military last Thursday. He's commissioning to be a captain, and it's scary. Officer. Sorry, I don't. Yeah, officer. I don't know. I'm proud of him, but it's also scary because it's my brother, and with what's going on right now, there's just it's such a scary time to be joining that, you know. But I have to be proud of him because I couldn't do it. I don't have what it takes to join the military. I don't have that mindset, but to have that mindset's insane.
I look, fair enough that the games matter, but the people matter more. And I appreciate you guys going out on the ledge and speaking to it because it does matter, in fact. We'll do it again next week. Listen, gentlemen, stay safe this week. Be healthy.
Try to.
Kick tail. And go Big Red.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Pleased and honored to be joined by Nebraska volleyball coach John Cook.
If Trev wasn't interested, I would have done it in a heartbeat because I just felt like Nebraska athletics. We were at the edge of the cliff. You know, we had to do something, get somebody in here to build this athletic department back up. I thank my lucky stars every day that Trev's our guy now.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on